Alright, I just wanted to do a quick walkthrough of Mulberry Farm and some of the latest goings on. Kind of an easy day. Not pretty. Spring is just coming and everything is dry and dead and not looking very pretty. But I'm going to take a walk around, show some of the things that I did last year and give any updates as well as anything that I've started doing this year. Right here, I got a little apricot tree that I planted. I'm hoping that one will come back. Right next to it is a locust tree. I'm going to leave the locust here for a little while because it's a pioneer species. Helps take nitrogen out of the air and put it back into the ground where it'll help this little apricot if the apricot has survived. Let me see, what else do I have? I got some more stuff. Over here I've got a prickly pear cactus. Hopefully it'll come back. It looks like it survived. Parts of it obviously didn't. Parts of it are mush, but hopefully overall it's alive. This is my peach tree, and it's got lots of branches. I'm probably gonna have to trim some of these out, but I definitely have some live buds here. So that's good. This one survived, most definitely, but it's a little bit older tree, so I have confidence that it's gonna do well. Right here, I have another avocado. Sorry about all the dog poop. I just letting it sit, decompose. It'll fertilize all this grass. Another little apricot tree. Seems to be okay. It's not dry and brittle, so I'm hoping it survived. Oh, there's one of our babies. That's Sheba. Hi, Sheba. Sheba came by one day a couple of weeks ago, and she's stayed with us ever since. This will hopefully be one of my pride and joys. Got a little fig tree. I just planted that today. And right over here is going to be my asparagus patch. They're planted, they're just not coming up yet. They will. Another locust tree. And there I got a couple more locust trees. I got some volunteer tulips, which is kind of cool. All through here there's some more. And there's a whole bunch right there. They were here, I didn't plant those. Hopefully they'll survive. Over here is a apple tree that my goats absolutely ravaged when they got out one time last fall. I don't know if it's going to come back or not, but here's hoping. Planted a couple of raspberries. I planted them a little early and the frost came and it messed them up. They had growth, but I'm hoping that they'll be resilient enough to come back. I'm betting that they will. Got another one right there as well, and I'm hoping. And then I just planted one more today. This one didn't have any greenery to kill, so I'm just hoping it's alive and that it comes back. Here's my duck pond. It's a work in progress like everything else. Again, sorry things aren't pretty here right now, but they'll get better. The yard itself needs much pickup. Then I'm going to take a walk over here in this very dilapidated shed is my broody duck. I've got a rarity. I've got a broody pekin. Pekins don't hardly ever get broody, but she's sitting on some eggs and she's been there for a couple of weeks. So hopefully soon there's like 2 females and four males, so all those eggs should be fertile. Hopefully she's been sitting on them reliably enough so that they'll actually hatch. That would be awesome. And we're going to come back here. This is an old dilapidated building. I'm not sure what it was. It's probably going to come down. It has a concrete foundation. Part of me wanted to keep it up, but the foundation is cracked back there and that's really cracked right here. So I'm probably just gonna tear it all down. And then the wood is extremely rotted. I'm thinking maybe somebody kept a pig here or something. Just a little bit small. I would not have personally kept a pig here. I think that would have been rather inhumane. This was all weeds last year, as you can tell. remnants of some kind of an old shed or something. This all needs to be cleaned out as well. But we had started cleaning out some of these trees last year, cut some of this down. I'm unsure whether I'm going to leave these. I may leave that one. That's a locust. But this is just hackberry. All that crap right there, that's all hackberry as well, which I'm probably just going to take out. This one here, however, is another locust. Again, locusts are a good species. They're a pioneer. They pull nitrogen out of the air and put it into the ground where it's more usable. This is going to be the garden plot. Now, I'm not sure if you can see exactly what I did here, but my nephew and I have been putting wood chips all over this, and it's deep. I was hoping it would have been a little bit more broken down, but yeah, that didn't happen. It was a dry winter, there was not enough moisture, and things just didn't break down. So it's thick. In some places I think it's close to 18 inches thick. We had some rain. I'm sure that rain didn't even penetrate a couple of inches of this. But I moved aside some of these today, dug out these trench, and I planted onion sets. I have probably about 60 onions planted in that little trench. So we'll see how they do. Here's my pasture. All that stuff right there is scrub elm. The goats love it. Hopefully the goats will also help keep it in check. This was all weeds last year. It's cleaned out considerably, but still needs work. I got all this sheet metal. It came up off of there. It all blew down, and it's just garbage. So I just need to tear it up, cut it up somehow, and get rid of it. There's that structure right there. I don't know what it was. Thinking about maybe turning it into a chicken coop though. Maybe like put the chicken coop up top and use everything below those metal bars as just a run below the coop. We'll see. But here's most of my babies there. Oh, actually there's all my babies. The kids are out. They were just born on the 14th, so that's what, 6 days ago? 7 days ago? As you can see, everybody's chilling, the weather's nice. It clouded up a bit, but that's not a bad thing. Have some onions that overwintered. Kind of surprising. But they're still alive. Oh, hey Sheba. But yeah, got some onions right there, and I've got some onions here. Didn't dig them up last year, I guess all of them, and they survived. So I got those. Got some weeds here that are just thriving. We haven't yet covered this in wood chips, but we have most of the wood chips we need. We just need to lay the rest of them all out. Okay, I'm gonna take a walk through here. And this is all weeds. Hopefully I'll be able to keep them down this year. Just got a late start, not getting here until May last year, and then just having so much to do. Need to get this stall cleared out. I'm gonna open up one side of it, probably maybe right there, so that the animals can come in here as well. I need to seal up all of that, need to seal that, need to seal that, and then I need to put some kind of a door right here just to give more shelter for the animals. Because right now they're all in one side. You see. This side here we don't use because it leaks badly, so it's just storage and garbage. But built that little shed, and that's actually where Pepper had her babies. My goat. Got a heater going. And this is where all of the animals come in right now. So 4 sheep and now 5 goats, including the 2 kids. It works, but if I open up that other side, it'll give them some more space. There's my hive. It's my first hive. Won't be my last. The weather's nice today, so the girls are out and about collecting water and pollen. Not sure what's producing pollen out there, although there are crocuses. There's got to be something else though, because they're coming back with a lot of pollen. And there's my other 5 white pecans. They're doing really good. That was a pile of manure, just kind of dumped it there. It's decomposing, although not very quickly. There's another pile right there. I just piled these up here for the goats to play on. Everybody seems to be having a blast. The kids are, I can't believe how quickly they grow. They were only born less than a week ago and they're already getting big. Black one's a female, the white one's a male, and they look very similar to mom and dad. My 5 acres goes back to the railroad tracks you can see back there. It's a long and rather narrow. 5 acres goes from there over to, if you could see the fence line over there. So, and deep. Anyway, gonna come back. Here's my peckins. Hey ducks, how are you guys? Coming back over here. Again, I apologize for the mess. Yeah, I need to clean up that tarp. It was supposed to provide shelter for the birds. As you can see, it couldn't stand up to the Kansas winds. I let my excess roos roam because, well, they're eating feed that I need to keep for the other birds. So all of my laying flock are in there. There's a door in the center of that, so I can divide it into 2 coops, but I opened it up so all of my birds can roam the same area. Anyway, there's a locust tree right there. This is gonna remain lawn, but I will probably plant stuff in here like that. Got a raspberry, hopefully it'll come back. No reason to think that it won't. Some ugly, nasty little trees. Somewhere in here is a horseradish that I planted. Hopefully that'll come back, but if not, I've got a few others. That's a mulberry bush. Got quite a few of those on the property, hence the name of my homestead, Mulberry Farm. That is a hugel project. A very, very simplistic, very rough one. But we dug out a trench about 2 feet deep, and into that trench we threw lots of wood, big pieces, little pieces, old pieces, young pieces, and then we covered it all back up with dirt. And I planted some cover crops, but they didn't take. But as you can see, if you look right there, I planted some more. All that seed is clover seed, so hopefully it'll germinate and cover all this up. But yeah, the whole purpose is the wood in that bed will break down over time, become spongy, it'll absorb moisture and hold it. So as the roots of the plants grow down into that, they'll be able to tap into that water reservoir and do really well, even when there is no rain and no irrigation of any kind. Here was my front yard. I did the same thing here as I did with the garden plot. I put down a lot of wood chips that I got free from my local electric cooperative, basically in an attempt to just kill the grass. My hope is to turn this into like a flower garden, herb garden, kind of like a little park, I guess you could say. There's a blueberry. I transplanted it. It was over there, did not do well. Put it over here because they just seem to do well near pines. It seems to have survived. The stems are still green, so out of the 4 I had last year, it's the only one that remains. I'm fairly confident that it's going to do pretty well though. Over here, I placed the mulch very thin because I didn't want to kill some of the things that are here, like my irises. Got more irises there. And then my daylilies are just starting to come up. Awesome little daylilies there and there. And then I have more daylilies down here. I got those from a friend of mine last year and I transplanted them and they're doing really good. Hi Sheba. And last but not least, going to go over to, this was the flower bed and herb garden last year that I'm hoping to greatly expand upon. Got tulips, daffodils, crocuses have been flowering already. They've been flowering for a little while. There's some mint right there, and over there hasn't started coming up yet. And I have some althea there. Planted that to attract hummingbirds. There's a couple more there. That one got dug up. I tried to replant it, and we'll see if it comes back. Neither of them look, well, these small ones look very good. Hopefully the 2 bigger ones will do well. I have some salvia that I planted, and as you can see, it's greening up really, really nice. She was intentional. She is my baby. Anyway, got some rhubarb that I planted in here, and I'm not sure exactly where it is. I'll know as soon as it starts growing. Here I have some sage, variegated sage, some daisies and black-eyed Susans and a little bit of ground phlox that she just walked over. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Take a quick walk over here. Are some lilies that I planted last year. They're just starting to poke through the ground. So hopefully they'll do good. I'd totally forgotten about them, and then I saw them the other day. I was like, oh, cool. I do have one horseradish that I planted last year. It's coming up. I think that one's going to do really good. And then I don't have too much else to show. There's a hibiscus. Hopefully that one will come back. I've got a grapevine right here. I know it's just a cattle panel, but this is all I had for now for a trellis or arbor. So I got that one there. Then I have two more on this side. Got one there, and then I've got one right behind it. Let's see. And those haven't started coming up yet, hopefully soon. But that's a quick lowdown on Mulberry Farm, aka the Hickson family homestead. My roos are wandering, seem to be happy. One other thing, I had frogs last year. I started this pond, it was just a rut. There was a big truck that was parked here and it got stuck, and when they pulled it out there were huge ruts. They filled with water, and I just expanded it from there. Got the little island out there, just thought that would be a cool idea. And then I have cane planted all around it. So hopefully it'll cast a lot of shade on the duck pond this summer. Keep it from drying out so quickly, as provide more habitat for wildlife. And then these were here. These were here when we came in last May. Have reeds, have cattails. And as you can see, because my spigot leaks, it's always wet. So it provides a good marshy environment. The ducks like it too. And then again, this is going to be my little food forest. It's going to be all berry bushes and fruit trees of a million kinds. I have 100 trees ordered from the Kansas Forestry Service. 25 American plum, 25 choke cherry, 25, trying to think, golden currant, I think. And I don't remember what the last 25 are. But they're just going to get planted all around here. I'm going to have to plant them on this side of the fence though, so that the goats don't eat them up, because they'll do that in a heartbeat. But anyway, that's the lowdown. Again, it's not a mess, but it's a work in progress. It was just hectic moving, trying to set up the house. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done to the house. Debating on whether or not to pull down the garage. The roof is completely shot. The siding itself is shot as well. You just take a walk over there. You could probably see it from here. So debating whether or not to tear it down or redo it. The bones actually seem to be fairly decent. The siding itself is just absolutely garbage. And somebody had put this roof over here. That's a 40-foot shipping container that we've had stuff stored in for the last 6 years while we were in Germany and then Texas. And then there's the barn. I call it a barn. It was a carport. All this was here when we bought the place. It was a foreclosure, but I got it at a pretty fair deal. So just fixing it up little by little. If you guys have any questions or comments or advice, I'll gratefully accept it, and I'll answer any questions y'all may have. Thank you very much, and thanks for watching.